Today at Bargello-a-GoGo I'm going to be showing you how to do the basic Bargello stitch. We're going to be using this Bargello Our Close-Up chart that's provided in one of the Bargello-a-GoGo kits that we do. So you see on here there is a key and also the Bargello stitches. So they use the Appleton's wool in this particular example. So you can use the tapestry wools for these Bargello stitches. And these are the different shades that are used in this particular chart. So there's the Appleton shade 444 and also the 946. Now today on this I'm going to be using a tapestry needle and also some plastic canvas just to show you how we do the Bargello stitch. So first of all, what we do is we get we also use embroidery scissors as well, and these can be purchased in the shop and they are made from German steel. They're in a really lovely aqua shimmer colour. So first of all, we're going to go through the chart and start on the bottom here using the lightest pink tapestry wool as per the key, and they're all there in squares, so it all counted along in squares like on this plastic canvas as well. So each square on the chart is also a square on the plastic canvas, as you can see here. So on the bottom here there are 5 Bargello stitches, so that would be 5 Bargello stitches on the bottom of this plastic canvas as well. So first thing we're going to do is thread the needle with this 942 Appleton shade. So we get our tapestry thread and we pull a length from the skein. So I like to do a length, roughly the length of my forearm. I then cut off from the skein, and then we're going to join the thread into the needle. So we just pull that through, and then we get our plastic canvas, and we're going to follow the bottom of this chart where it's got the 5 Bargello stitches at the bottom. So we're just going to count through here at the bottom. So we thread through the square on our first stitch at the bottom, and then what we do is we pull our needle through, but we leave a tail edge of thread at the back. Now this is important so we can make sure that our thread is secure as we sew the rest of the stitches. So we're going to sew over that, so we just hold it there with our finger, and we're going to count up 4 stitches from the first square we threaded. So there's a total of 5 stitches, but we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go through. We pull our thread back through, making sure to hold on to that tail end of thread at the back. And then we're going to go into our next stitch. Again, it's the same amount of squares we count up through. So we put our needle through the next square, and then we pull the thread back through, and we repeat this for a total of 5 stitches as per the chart. And we just pull that through, counting up the 4 squares to make that whole Bargello stitch as per this particular pattern, making sure we sew over the tail edge of that thread at the back of the plastic canvas. And as you can see, it's all secure there at the back. And there we have our basic Bargello stitches sewn onto the canvas there. So now we're going to be stepping up the Bargello stitches as per this chart. So again, what we do is we count up on this 3 squares to make these next stitches. So we get our needle, we count up 3 squares as per the chart. 1, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, and then we thread our needle back through, and again we count up 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do that through the plastic canvas too, and we just pull that thread back through, as you can see on here. We do that a total of 3 stitches on this particular part of the chart. So I'm going to repeat this stitch on this part 2 more times. Like so. And there you go. We've stepped up the stitches as per this chart. Now we're going to do the next 2 up, again counting 3 squares up and applying that to the plastic canvas. So again, like we've just done on the previous stitches, we just go in 3 more squares up and we pull our needle through. And then we count up 4 squares from where we've just pulled the thread through on the plastic canvas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we pull our needle back through, and we repeat this on this particular part twice. So we've done 1, and now we're going to do the next stitch. And we've got 2 more stitches on this particular chart with this colour thread to do on this side of the chart. So again we count up the 3 squares to step up the stitch, and we pull our needle back through, as per the chart. Counted 4 squares, and we're going to do that 2 times again as per the chart on this section. So you've now stepped up the Bargello stitches on this side. Now once we've done that, we're going to get our needle and the thread and just thread that needle back through those stitches that you've worked, just through the back there. So they won't show at the front of the work, they're just secure through the back of those stitches. And now we're going to start on the other side and just again step up these Bargello stitches as we did on the other side. So we've got the 3 stitches again, so we count up the 3 squares and then up 4, bring the needle through, repeat this 2 more times. To get the next section of the Bargello stitches. And we're going to do this again with the 2 stitches. We count up 3, we pull our needle through, and then we count 4 squares, pull the needle back through, and we're going to do 2 stitches this time. And we're going to repeat again for the next section where we step up the stitches again for 2 more stitches. Now you'll see here I haven't got much thread left, so when you get to around this length it's best just to thread it off. So how we do this in Bargello is we just get our needle with the thread on, and again we just thread that through about a needle length worth of stitches, and we pull that through gently, just so that it sits nicely at the back of the stitches, and we snip them off. and if you've got any other thread, you snip them off at 2, like here. And then that sits in nicely. We don't knot the Bargello thread, as it can create bulk at the back of the work, so because it's quite thick tapestry thread, so we just thread it in the back and that sits nicely there. So I just need to finish off a bit more of this pink chart. So just cut the thread again, thread our needle again about the length of your forearm. It's a good section of thread to work with, and then we thread the needle, and again, to start the stitching again, we're just going to thread a section of the thread through the back of the previously worked stitches. Just gently pull it through, not too fast, and just keep that in there so you can see it's gently sitting in the back. If you pull it too tight, it would all just come out, so best just to let that sit there at the back. And then we're just going to finish these final 3 stitches as per the chart. So again, we just go in, count up 3, pull the needle through, and then count up 4 to make that stitch. And we will have a total of 5 stitches. So your 3 stitches are now worked, and again, to finish it off, you just thread it through the back and just snip off the excess thread. So that's the first row of Bargello stitches worked in the light pink shade. Next, we're going to be joining the yellow thread as per the chart. The threads all share a square, so we don't have any gap in the canvas, which I will show you how to do that. So first of all, we get our yellow tapestry thread, and we're going to start at this top edge here. So we just thread through the yellow thread through the back of the previously worked stitches on the first row, and again you just lightly pull it through, just leaving a little tail end of thread at the back, like so, and then we turn it over, and you're going to start your first stitch in the square where the previously pink stitch was worked. So, and then we're going to count up 4 squares again. So if you pop it in that square, if you can see here where that top one was made previously, so you don't do it a square above, you put it straight in there, it shares a square. And like I said, there's no gaps in the canvas then. And you just lightly pull that through, making sure you don't pull the thread all out again. And then you count up 4 squares as per the key chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you pull the thread through. And you're going to repeat this for the next 2 stitches. So you're basically following the previous Bargello stitches that were worked. So again, you just thread that in, sharing that square with the previous pink stitch, and you come through, pull that back through, and repeat again, counting up 4 squares. See, it's all sitting nicely there, and you pull that back through. And now we're going to step down the stitches. So we previously stepped them up, so it's the same principle, but you just go down instead of up. So we're going to count down 3 squares from the top of that last worked yellow stitch, as you can see here, all the way down. As per the chart here. So you go in to that stitch there, count down 1, 2, 3, and we pull our needle through. This is stepping down the Bargello stitch, and then we pop it back in, sharing a square again with the previous worked pink stitch. So you can see we're counting down 4 squares as per the chart. So it's always on this particular chart in 4 square formation to make each stitch. And again, there's 2 lots here as per the previous worked row, so you're following that sequence. And we just go through. To make that next stitch. And again, you just follow the pattern as we've been previously doing, and stepping down these stitches as per the chart. And again, always in formations of counting down 4 squares when making the stitch, and counting down 3 squares when actually pulling the needle through down the next part for the stitches. Like I said, each square on the chart represents a square on the plastic canvas, so you just follow each square where there's a stitch shown as per the chart here. And we'll continue to finish off these yellow stitches here. Again, on this part you're stepping them up, so you step down and now it's stepping them up as per the chart. And you'll continue to do this until you come to the end. And you've worked all the yellow stitches as per this particular chart. So we'll just continue those stitches, and then at the end we will thread in the yellow thread as per we did on the pink, and just finish that off. And then you'll just continue with the other 2 threads or shades as per the chart in this formation. And that's the basics of the Bargello stitch. Thank you for watching this video, and please feel free to visit my website for more information on Bargello.